You all sound so enthusiastic. It's lovely today, guys. Come on. Plus, my children are back at school. I love them, but I also love a little bit of freedom now and again, so it's all good. Right, so before we make a start, we're going to run through health and safety to make sure you guys remain safe, and so do the birds. So is there any dogs located in the seating area here? You'll find back there. And if there is any dogs in this seating area just here, we're going to ask you to pop over towards the back where I can see the dogs are currently sat, so that's brilliant. The next question, is anyone scared or nervous of birds? Can you pop your hand up to know the target and who to avoid? All keeping your hands down? You scared at the back? I thought your arm popped up then. No? All good? Okay, so the next bit is these birds are quite lazy by nature. Birds of prey do have that in their sort of gene pool that they are very, very lazy. So if it looks like they're going to collide with you, they probably are. So stay on high alert and just pop your head out of the way to allow the bird to pass through. They do like picking a flight path between you and the person next to you. So you may have to divide and then come back together. But other than that, you should be fine. The other warning on this show is food. So at the moment, you're absolutely fine with food. But if I tell you to pop it away before the last birds are released, you need to do it quite quickly, or else you'll physically lose it as they take it from your mouth. So they're not shy about it at all. So just keep your food tucked away and you'll be absolutely fine. Right, so we're going to have a bit more enthusiasm this time. Who's ready to see some birds? Right, seriously guys, come on. If you have children and they're at school today, then you're going to be very excited like me. Right, so who would like to see some birds? Come on, there's kids here, make some noise. That's a little bit better, we're getting there. Tough crowd this one, Sam. We should just go have a coffee really, shouldn't we? We got no milk? I'm going to cry. Right, so the first bird is already out here. He's been sat out here with his hood on. His name is Winter. He is a Gearsaker cross, so he's a hybridised species. He's half Falcon, which is the white Arctic species of falcon. They can only sustain themselves in the cold climate, so a day like this, they wouldn't be able to fly in. But where he's hybridised, he's got the Saker falcon, which is the warmer climate birds. They like to be in Africa and warmer places. Which means he's got the best of both birds because Sakers like to migrate. We live on an island. It's extortionate to get on and off the island. The ferries never run on time, so when they do migrate, it causes a bit of an issue for us. But where he's hybridised, he doesn't migrate and he can fly all year round, which means he's perfect for falconry centres like this one. That hood is not a crash helmet, okay guys? So that does come off, it's just keeping him nice and calm. That term is called a hoodwinked. And that basically means that if he can't see something, he cannot be scared of it. So if anyone's scared of spiders, I have a daughter that's petrified of them, they see one and they overreact. They won't sleep in the bedroom because they've seen the spider, they want it gone. But if that spider pops up the side of your bed, down the back of your pillow, but you haven't seen it, it's not crossed your line of sight, you cannot have no fear on something you haven't seen. So this is the same as how that hood works. So what we're going to do with Winter is we're going to play some music while he's up in the air, because you guys can just watch him. He basically talks for himself, and I'll let you guys know what's going on once he hits back on the floor there. If he does look like he's flying directly at you, he probably is, so make sure you stay on high alert and just pop out of the way, and we'll watch and see how he goes. For the weather today, there is a slight breeze, we should do a lot better than yesterday. You all ready to see Winter fly? Yeah. There we go, we're going to pop him on up for you guys.
We are the Falconry Experience.
goes to land. Give him a round of applause, guys. There we go. So you heard Sam shout ho at the end. That's our recall word. It's not only to get him back in to get his food at the end of his flying, but it's a safety word. If we see some wild peregrines or something that's going to affect him, then we want him out of the sky as quickly as possible, because wild birds are going to affect him where he's a captive bird and he's not a UK species, so he will be bullied a little bit more. If there's moving vehicles as well, an ambulance or a fire engine needs to come onto this field, we need to get him back down because he could have a collision, which means that word needs to instantly come in for his food. So it's both like end of flying and also that reward word to come in to get him back out of the sky. So this term here is called fair exchange, is no robbery, and a lot of people sit there and think that we underfeed our birds to make them perform. We are not performing for you guys. These guys come out and they fly at their allocated time to get their freedom. You guys like watching, so it ends up being a demonstration. But we're educating you guys on the freedom of what these guys do. So now we leave him to eat that item of food. We do not touch him. He's got his own right to be able to fly off if he wants to. But at the moment, he's going to become fed up. So all of us as parents use that term fed up quite a lot, especially in the holidays, but we all use it incorrectly. Fed up is a bird of prey term, and that is when a bird will fill itself up to full capacity. It is fed right up. 100% content, doesn't mind what's going on for the rest of the day. But this is where we're going to prove this bird is not forced to do anything, and is very happy doing what he does on a day-to-day basis, because he will be begged to be picked up. So as soon as he's finished that, he's going to go over and pester Sam, basically to be wanting to be picked up and be back on the glove. He's just double checking that every item of food has gone, he hasn't left anything there. Is it all gone, Winter? Double checking? You're going to fly away, have some freedom and be there forever, or you're going to go back to Sam? Your choice. I'm going back to Dad. There we go. So that's a bird that is not, you might have a look at that law pad one more time in case he sees something. But this bird is not being forced to do anything. You can see he's very happy and content to carry on doing exactly what we do with him, because it's very natural for him to be flown, to try and catch something airborne, and then to basically be put back on the glove the way he is now. He will not give up. We can do this all day long and he will not leave our side, and that is because the bond is with the loyalty. If you treat them how they're meant to be treated, you don't cut corners, they get flown, they get fed, they get everything they need. In captivity, life is a lot easier. They don't have to worry about their next meal. But the minute you make it harder, you starve them, you shout at them, you mistreat them, they're never going to trust you. And the minute you set them free, they want to get away from you as quickly as possible. So this is how we work with our birds. We're the only centre in the UK that fly every single bird we own, because we believe if they've got wings, they should be out of their enclosures having their freedom. But we are the only centre in the UK that flies every single bird we have, and a lot of our birds are rescues that have come from horrific conditions, and we built that loyalty back up to give them their freedom back. Well, we have a hawk in this centre that's 32 years old, and for 30 years she never flew free once. So you can really make the effort with them and bring them back out from what they have been known for. So the term under the thumb is not a relationship status, okay? And if it is your relationship, I'm sorry. But this term is this here. This bird is under the thumb. We have the leather work under our thumb and in our forefinger, so we're holding it. We're holding onto that, and we have full control while they're on the fist. Wrap round your little finger, that's what we do with that tether. So we wrap it around our little finger for an extra security method. Nowadays, people say their children are wrapped around their little finger. But falconry has been around for 4,500 years, so when you look at the links back to modern day life now and the way we talk about things, you can see the links and where it came from. Mantling. So currently he's mantling on that glove, he's covering and protecting his food, so he's hiding it from anything airborne that can see it, that will want to steal it. If you've got a mantelpiece at home, that's protecting and covering your fireplace. So once again, there's another term. And if someone says you look haggard, that's a wild-caught falcon after it's migrated, withdrawn, not in the best condition, and very easy to catch because it's tired. So someone's just basically saying you look a bit tired, which after 28 days in a row working, I think we're all a little bit haggard at the moment, aren't we? We're getting there, so it's all good. So we're just getting that equipment back on Winter. He does have some little black lines under his eyes. They're not very prominent like the peregrine falcon. But the reason these falcons have those black lines, it's nature's way of giving them a free pair of sunglasses. So people wearing sunglasses today, you're protecting your eyes from that rays of sun. But the reason they have them is because it's nature's way of giving them that pair of sunglasses, because they can't wear glasses, they're birds. But if you look at American footballers, they all put the black lines on their face, mimicking the nature's way of putting the reflectors on there so you don't have to worry about the sunlight. And the other one, if you look at a bird and they look really grumpy and they've got a really deep set eyebrow and they look like they're kind of really frowning, they're called orbital ridges. So anyone with a sun hat today, it's nature's way of giving the birds a sun hat because it's the peak over the top of their eye. So the amount of things we take as humans back from nature and then put into our own sort of context of doing what we need to do with it is quite clever. There's a lot of different things that go on there. He's just tucking into the last bit of his food, and I think we're going to walk him back. I think we're doing a swap over on the gloves. We've got another one just coming out. But the one that's coming out doesn't really want to do anything unless Sam's flying her at the moment. So we're having to do a little bit of a switch over just to make sure that the birds are coming out in the right way. If we can just keep the dog back a little bit for a moment, it's just she's terrified of anything that moves. There we go. If we bring her around, just making sure the birds are being swapped over there. So all of our birds are flown on trackers as well, so we've just swapped the trackers over just in case they do get spooked. Maybe we'll start from the other end of the thing over here. I don't know, are you guys going down the field or are you staying up this end? You're going straight down. If you're going down with the dog, just go straight down. Do you want to go down the field with the dog or are you staying up here to watch? No, it's fine, you can walk down. I just need to make sure you weren't crossing when the owl was crossing. Perfect, you carry on going. We're not stopping you doing anything. I just need to make sure the path's clear when we move the birds through. There we go. It's a very excited dog. There we go. Right, so Q here, you may notice she's an owl. Normally we sit there and say, you know, what's a nighttime hunter, but we've had to bring her straight out. Pardon? Are you talking to the owl? Okay, that's absolutely fine. So Q here is an Asian brown wood owl. Everything you need to know is in her name. She lives in Asia, well normally they come from Asia, brown in coloration, and they love to live in the woods. But over in Asia they're not very well liked, because they're the only owl that would like to eat fish. And if anyone's owned koi carp before, you'll know they're very expensive. But in Asia, they've got loads of koi. So these guys will sit on the edge of a pond, they'll watch the shadows of the fish, and they will eat your koi carp. But the problem is, they're like the local heron over there, and they end up getting shot quite a lot because of what they do. The other thing is the black market. These guys are all over the black market, in taxidermy, or their feathers, in dream catchers. They will poach these guys over there to pluck them, to put them into dream catchers. She is very slow, and this is only her second show, so give her a chance to try and warm up. I'm talking about taxidermy animals, and you're sat there doing nothing. Come over here. Did she needed a poo, did she? So that is actually a fact. Birds will poo before taking off. They lighten the load, they don't have to take it, they're dropping it before they take off. Q, you forgot the food's in your mouth. Are you going to eat it? You do everything slowly, including eating. If anyone wants to know why she's called Q, it's because we were stuck in a traffic jam for 6 hours and it was Q or jam and Q stuck. Nothing really thought about with her name. So with her you'll see that her feathers are absolutely beautiful. They're all different patterns. The older she's got food again. There we go. So the older she gets, the darker chocolate colour she will get. She'll get more ginger around the face and her eyelids will become even bluer. It looks like she's got eyeshadow on. So in the wild, if you've got bright blue coloration, it normally means you're toxic, like the poison dart frogs or arrow frogs. They show a sign of being toxic due to their coloration. So if Q gets scared, which is all the time, she fluffs herself up and she'll blink her eyelids really slowly to make her look bigger than she is and to make herself look toxic. She isn't, she's terrified of everything, and there's not one bad bone in this owl's body, bless her. So how many of you guys think that owls only come out at night time? Let's do a show of hands, come on. You're all going to get involved one way or another, I promise you that. Who thinks they come out whenever they want? Who's waiting for the answer? There we go, you someone. Yeah, some of you didn't put your hands up, I didn't win that time. But most of you know you put your arms up at the end there. So the answer is, by looking at an owl's eye colour, they will tell you when they want to come out. Black or brown, nighttime, nocturnal. Yellow eyes, think of the sunshine, diurnal, daytime. And if they've got orange eyes, sunset and sunrise, crepuscular. They will take it in shift patterns. A barn owl will eat a little owl. They're not friendly at all, so they will eat each other if they need to. And they all hunt the same items of prey more than likely. Most of the time they will go and find the same item, nick it off each other, or they're hunting around the same areas. They work on a shift pattern. That's very brave getting all the way up there, Sam. She's going to need 3 breaks before she even gets there. She's looking at Mike like this. No, I'm not doing that. So like when I said that our, in general, birds of prey are very lazy, she's proving this to you guys. We let her out for freedom and she's like, someone help me, he's making me go all the way there. Look at her, she's like, help! So looking at her, it's like she's looking for backup. We're not walking you there, Q, you have wings, fly. She's so funny. So you'll notice her head keeps moving around quite comically at the moment. But people think they can turn their heads around, okay? They can't, they will fall off, okay? They have to stay attached. It is 270 degrees in each direction. The reason they can do this, I'm just going to be quiet a second, see if she can find Sam.
Come on. Come on.
I don't speak owl, but that says no. No chance, I'm pretty sure that said. Stop looking at Mike.
I'm just as stubborn as she is.
You're just as stubborn. Okay, well, I'm tired, like you. Talking back about the neck for a moment while she sat there incredibly beautifully, doing nothing. So the neck, they have 14 vertebrae in their neck, us as humans have 7, so they have the extra motion to be able to move their heads unlike we can. But the reason they have that is due to the fact that their eyes are fixed in their socket. We can move our eyes side to side. Birds can't move their eyes at all. They literally have to turn their head to be able to see in the direction she wants to sit it, like see it. 75% of her skull space with an owl is eyeballs. And I will demonstrate when she comes closer of how well she can actually see. Shall I call her down to the middle bit? No. So you're literally going to leave her there for the next... I think she's going to beat you with the stubbornness. No, she won't. We have to be here all day. I don't want to be here all day because we have other things to do as well today. Q, just fly. Seriously. No. She said no again. Q, just take off, because he's not going to give up, you're not going to give up, and we're just sat here talking about an owl doing nothing. Someone give up. One of you drop it. Seriously. Q, can you just fly, please? Right, anyway, talking about owls, incredibly stubborn. Q over here. So how many of you guys think they have good eyesight? I can't demonstrate it at the moment because she's all the way over there. Do you think she does? Put your hand up if you think they do. Put your hand down if you think they don't. Who's waiting for the answer again? No, more of you joined in that time. They cannot see anything directly in front of their face. If she was sat here, I could walk up to her and do that and she wouldn't even blink. In front of their face, they cannot see. I will try and demonstrate it when she's not sat on a post pretending to do no, she's not doing anything anyway, are you? Fly! Their eyesight is absolutely appalling. It's binocular vision, so they can see far away but nothing up close. If you've got binoculars and you look at the ground, you cannot see very well, it's blurry. So far away you can see a lot better. So with their eyes, they are motion censored and they are colourblind. So when you go into the centre, you may have noticed Star this morning, the black and white owl that's quite young, she will bob her head around, it looks like she's dancing at you. She's creating the shadows, so like a T-Rex, if you stand still, she can't see you. And where she's colourblind and motion censored, she's going to bob her head around to create the shadows to be able to see what she's doing. So you're probably wondering how these guys hunt. Q, you would never last in the wild because you would never even bother to hunt. Yes, you. She looks very beautiful though, right? Are you going to call her in a little bit closer? That's giving in. You said that you weren't going to give in to her.
I'm not walking to her and picking her up.
I didn't say...
Come on.
Still said no. I reckon she will do it if we just keep pushing. Did you put her on charge last night?
No, I don't do. That's your responsibility.
They're all animatronics, guys. They're not real.
Huey?
Q, just do something. It's really hard to talk about something that's sat there looking like it's been stuffed. I just said about how bad taxidermy animals are. Come on, Q. Huey. I think you're going to have to come closer. I think she should be put back on a show. She should do flying birds, shouldn't you? You watch, the minute you put her there, she's like, I told you. Yep, look, she wants to do it now. No, she's not going there. Right, this demonstration is not about who's stubborn is... Oh. Someone take my job. I've got an owl that's stubborn and a Stan that's stubborn. Well done! And she missed the perch. Wow. Right, so I'm just going to move on very quickly to something else. So I told you that 75% of their skull space is eyeballs. So there's very little room for a brain. It is eat, sleep, poo, repeat. I have a 17-year-old son that's in that frame of his life at the moment, and I can't get him out of it. But how many of you guys think they're wise? Anyone want to pop their hand up? You do? I don't think any of you think they're wise. Okay, there's no such thing as a wise owl. Like I said, eat, sleep, poo, repeat. 75% of their skull space is eyeballs. So I think it's quite funny with what a collective group of owls is called. Does anyone know what a collective group of owls is called? A parliament. So I think that's quite fitting because they're the most dim-witted species on the planet, and I don't think parliament's much clever either. Can we just demonstrate how bad her eyesight is if you pop her here? She ain't going to go anywhere because she doesn't fly. Right. So, there is nothing going on in front of this owl's face. She can see the shadows because she'll blink. need to eat that. It's in your mouth. There we go. But there is nothing going on up close. She feels around, so she has little whiskers over the top of her beak called crines, and they're like cat whiskers. They're super sensitive. So if something tickles her face, she's going to try and give it a go. Are you now making her fly the other direction so you win?
Yep.
This was meant to be an educational demonstration, not a battle of wills. Oh, God. Okay, right. If she doesn't fly all the way back down here, and we're here for another 10 minutes talking about an owl that looks stuffed on a perch, let's not even look in the right direction. She's completely lost now. She's like, where are they gone? Everyone's gone. Oh, there they are. There's that head motion. Also, it's not just owls that can do that head motion, guys. It is all birds. Have a look round the centre today and have a look at the general wildlife when you look at birds. They can all turn their heads 270 degrees because their eyes are all fixed. Owls look a lot more impressive when they do it because they're normally sat there like you doing absolutely nothing, and they do it nice and slowly because they're confused. Wrong way, Q. I think she's ignoring you. No chance. Oh, she's got to do it. She's trying to find a way through, all the way over. It wasn't that difficult, was it? So when she just flew over the tops of your head, you wouldn't have heard a single sound. These guys are silent flyers. Did you win? Do you feel really proud of yourself? Awesome. I'm going to remind you we still have no milk for tea though, so that you just burst your bubble straight away. So when she flies over the top of your head, there is no noise created, there's no sound, and that is because they have serrated feathers, and the way they render themselves silent is the way the feathers have been serrated. Most birds will have really stiff feathers, they're waterproof. She is not waterproof in the slightest, so she is a giant sponge when it comes to rain. And if it's windy, these guys can't fly. You'll see the slightest bit of breeze is going to lift all of those feathers up, which means these guys really struggle in the wind. But those serrated feathers are just like a comb that you'll brush your hair with. You have those missing parts allow your hair to go through, so she will muffle or filter the air instead of beating it. Renders her completely silent. And if you're wondering how this bird would hunt if it ever flew in the wild, it's down to hearing. So a barn owl can hear a mouse's heartbeat under still conditions 3 meters away because of the high frequency. There is asymmetrical, one ear is above the eye and below on the other side, so they go right across the face. So when they go quartering over a field 4 to 5 foot off the ground, and they hear the noise hit both the ears at the same time, they will be able to catch that item of prey to a millimetre, and 90% of what an owl hunts they do catch. They're amazing hunters, just very, very dim-witted. Aren't you cute? And that's a really bad advocate for, we tell people do not get a pet owl, they're really this, they're really that, and then Q sits there like, just cuddle me. She's feeling, yeah, she's just like, someone touch me, look. Then she's going to go asleep, bless her. Right, we're going to give Q a round of applause and pop her back in her aviary where she's going to do absolutely nothing for the rest of the day. You cannot give that bird freedom, she'd rather sit there and watch you than actually do anything. A bit like my son, really. Right, so this is the food warning. Anyone that's got food at the moment, can you pop it away nice and quickly because you will lose it. You become part of the show, so we'll point, laugh and make you guys run down the end of this valley while they steal it from you. So we will make it quite entertaining, and we also give you the vet bill at the end as a bit of a punishment. Right, so these two have just been let out. Can you not attack people? Naughty Giselle. So in the UK we are inundated with red kites. A red kite reintroduction was done, but it's been done completely incorrectly. You don't reintroduce red kites to create huge feeding stations where people feed them on a day-to-day basis because they're no longer scared of humans. Humans become a food source. And if you sit there and feed an animal and they're no longer scared of you, you end up becoming a target as well. You get bullied. So the amount of red kites we have in the UK has become a bit of an issue because they're starting to steal buzzard chicks, barn owl chicks, kestrel chicks, and all the other wildlife is starting to have a knock-on effect because of how many there is. But I'm not going to talk too much about red kites because it really frustrates me on how people reintroduce something and they don't do it the right way. The white-tailed eagles, they've done that really, really well because they've left them to find their feet on their own. Allow them to be wild animals, not making money out of them. So these two here are black kites. They're going to struggle a little bit because there isn't much of a breeze today. They should do a bit better than yesterday because they sat in a tree yesterday and watched the demonstration. Very interesting. So where these guys are black kites, they're found all over the world, but other than the UK, because the Reds will bully them back out. But in Australia, they have so many of these. And what happens is they will actually start their own fire. So their nickname is the fire starter over in Australia. They have some non-PG friendly names because Australians are brilliant with the way they talk, and I kind of like it. But I can't tell you what those are. But the reason they've been given the name the fire starter is because they will pick up burning embers of barbecues and forest fires and create their own fire. If they create their own fire, they create their own food source because they've got to flee the area. They also have swarms of locusts over Australia, so they set fire to the long grass, causing huge devastation and big forest fires. But the food will going to take off from the grass, and they're going to catch it while they're eating, while they're on the wing. So you'll notice the chicken has been going up, they catch it, and they don't have to land. They conserve energy by eating and passing it directly to their mouths. Giselle, can you fly? It's going to be one of those days, Sam, and we have no milk. It's a long day. So what we're going to play music or not? We're going to give it a go? We can try. So we're going to try and put some music on, throw a little bit more food up in the air to make an aerial demo. That chicken's coming back down. Do you want to pick that up? There we go. So we're going to throw a little more chicken up. Hopefully they catch it. If it lands on the floor, the seat next to you, don't touch it, okay? Because the kites will come back down and grab it, or we'll move it out of the way. If it lands in your pushchair, your coat, your hood, your wig, whatever you've got going with you today, it's KFC without the batter. Just take it home and cook it first, all right? One kite doing absolutely amazing, ignoring us, and we've got another kite that wants to sit on the roof. Right, so don't work with animals and children, right? This is great. But Annie's absolutely doing amazing. She's doing what a kite should do, and just, where is she? I can't even, oh, she's there. I've got eyes like an owl, I'll tell you that much. I can't see nothing in front of my face. So we're going to try and call a room for that piece of chicken. Come on, all the way down. Very beautiful. Up you go, and you catch it. Well done. There we go. Now you want to play catch, huh? I think the birds are winding us up a little bit today. It's absolutely fine. The birds are allowed to come out here. If they don't want to take part in a demonstration, we don't moan about it. We're not going to sit here and say they've messed up, because they haven't. They have allocated time to come out, have their freedom. If they want to sit on a roof and do nothing, Giselle, that's fine, okay? Oh, now you're going to do it. Go on, keep going. You have to do a turn before you get fed, or else you do not learn anything. That's it. She's done all of the flying for one day in that one pass. So what I will do is start wrapping up at the end of the show, because these guys will be out for a little bit longer because they've got to spread their wings and actually do something to be able to get some exercise. So Giselle might be out for a little bit longer than we expected. We'll see how she goes. But some of the people over the Easter have said that we're the old Falconry Centre that was here. So anyone new to Robin Hill, we are not the old one that used to be here before it closed. That was Charlie Roll, and they've actually moved over to Wales. So when this place closed down, they couldn't stay here because there was no one in here. You can't make money and live somewhere where there's no footfall, because you have to be able to provide for the birds. So what happened was, we used to be at the Steam Railway in Haven Street. Some of you may have seen us there. We lost our land. The railway said that they didn't want birds there anymore, and they wanted the playground instead. So they kicked us out. We had nowhere to go. And it got to the point that we started to rehome our birds, because we had no other option than to give them up, because we didn't have anywhere to go and put them and to continue what we were doing. Well, that's where Lee and John contacted us and said, we have a Falconry Centre here, you can move into it free of charge. So they saved us, And those two guys, what they've done for this park to give it back to the community is absolutely amazing. Because I was here as a child, and now I'm here with my children. So I can't thank Lee and John enough. But the only issue is they've given us the place free of charge. We get all of our bills paid for by them, as in water, gas and electric. But we still have to provide food for the birds and take care of them ourselves. So they've given us the foundation, but we need the help and the generosity of the public to keep going. We can't charge you to watch a demonstration, we can't charge you to walk through to see the birds, that's in your tickets. So the ways you guys can support us is a gift shop. So if you purchase something in there, it goes back to the birds. Ferret walking, fly a bird, QR codes on all of the aviaries. If you find a bird you like, just donate £1 if you could. We got our little donation bucket. Every penny goes back into these guys, and we do take hard payments over the till. For any reason we cannot make the £3,200 a month that it costs us to cater for what we do, then we will have to leave Robin Hill, and the Falconry Centre will be empty due to the fact we're the only Falconry Centre left on the island. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed it, and you can help us by keeping us here as long as possible, because we do love Robin Hill ourselves. We do wild rescues as well and conservation efforts, so it's not all of the money doesn't just go into us, none of it goes to us. None of us have been paid since October last year. We do this 7 days a week, currently on day 28, because we can't afford staff and we don't want to use our family members, which is our birds. So we absolutely love our birds, and we're out here every day doing what we do because it's our passion. So I'm going to let you guys hopefully enjoy Robin Hill for the rest of the day. Hopefully the weather stays lovely. We will be back out here at 1:15 with a different set of birds. And then, are you doing Talia at 2:30 or 2:45? Just so I know what to tell them. Just before the show, yeah? Okay. Between 2:30 and 2:45, Talia should be coming out just before Dylan goes up. So Dylan is the white-tailed sea eagle, and he is the UK's largest bird of prey. He will be out here flying at 2:45. But the training of the juvenile bald eagle will happen just before Dylan comes out. So turn up a little bit earlier and you can watch the training of the 9-month-old eagle, and then it will move on to Dylan the white-tail. So hopefully we'll see you guys later on today, but have a lovely day at Robin Hill, and thank you for watching.